Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Burma. The year is 1836. I am Karex, and we are playing Victoria 3. We've got everything set up in the first episode in terms of like sort of opening layout, figuring out the situation, setting up a plan, thinking it through. Now we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Speed 5, let's zoom. This game is unplayable on anything less than speed 5. It's absolutely insane because everything in this game kind of takes place over like, that might be like a 1-year tick rate, but reality is like we're just waiting for this professional army thing to see, are we going to pass this? Are we not going to pass this? We're waiting for these buildings to get built. Like these take weeks at a time, right? So yeah. Now there's going to be a huge amount of demand for wood, and we don't really have the bureaucracy to try to do a trade route for wood, but we could see if it would be at least profitable. It would be productive. It would tank our bureaucracy, and we're just going to be making more wood right this second. So I don't think we need to do this. I think we're going to be sneaking in more construction offices intermittently as these logging. I think once we get the tool workshop, we might be able to get another construction thing as well, to be honest. Public address goes awry. This is not good because it sounds like it's going to hurt our chances of getting the professional army passed. I don't really mind actually crippling the armed forces interest group population attraction and their popularity. That's fine. I just don't love the fact that we've taken a 10% hit on passing it, but it's better than 15. And to curtail the armed forces, I'm okay with that because this is really one of the only things we need to sort of get past, to be honest. You can see that we're now losing a little bit of money. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. We're building at almost double the pace. Well, it should be 9. Well, it's saying 8.86 is what it's saying here. 8.86. If we built another one, it would probably say like 11. It would skip up from 10 to 11. Because I think it's about 2 per, right? So I wonder what's actually modifying that downwards. This should be about 2 construction, yeah. So we might be getting some kind of negative modifier for construction. Oh, yeah, that's right, duh. The teak. The Burmese teak. The forest. This is not good. Now, again, we don't mind curtailing the armed forces a bit, but now we're just really just... Okay. Plan A is donezo. Let's skip over to the serfdom. 17% chance to hit this. That's a big move. But if we can hit this first, I'm okay. I'm down to do this first. This is the bigger fish. But I usually think it's a little bit of a better tippy toe to go into professional army. We're actually making money here. You know what? Honestly, how much wood are we creating in surplus now? No, we're not. See, not even close. The wood because we're consuming it. People are consuming it to heat their homes. They're consuming it to make primitive furniture. There's so much demand for wood. It's insane. We're going to, well, I don't know. We could. The economy must grow. We're building another construction thing. We're putting it to the top. If we lose money, that's fine. This is going to help the snowball. There's a duel going on right now. It is between the intelligentsia guy, who's actually fairly popular, a little bit above neutral, abolitionist, which is nice because we actually want to get rid of slavery. We want to ban slavery. So actually, I don't really want this guy to die, to be honest. And this person here is a traditionalist, though. They're a landowner traditionalist. So the interesting thing is if this person kills this person, we might get someone a little bit better in this role. Are the landowners actually being led by this guy? Yeah. Here he is wearing, it looks, well, no. Wait, this guy's not even, he's just the heir. Yeah, he's just the heir. He's not even in power. Well, let's hope for the 50-50. I'd rather this guy not die, but it's not the end of the world if he does. Hey, he lived. The other guy died. The other guy died. So there's no heir listed here right now, essentially. They're all traditionalists, though. That's probably just a high likelihood that that's the ideology they go with. I'm not sure. It looks like this guy's a different guy for some reason. Wait a second. Who actually died there? Who actually died there? Who were you? Oh no, I get confused. It seems like some of these peeps are sharing a name. Some of these peeps are sharing a name. Doesn't matter that much. At the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Intelligentsia at 8% right now. Squeezing them in instead of the armed forces could be a big change. And really, is this a... Oh no. Whew. A 58% towards the thing that go around there. Man, if we snuck in the intelligentsia right now, we might be able to get 8% more on this. How much would it cause? A very mild amount of radicals. And it didn't even increase. Yeah, I think we do that to try to pump up this and try to get this passed like quick. Because again, this is cutting off the serpent's head here. If we can get the serfdom abolished. We do actually have, we don't have slavery outright. It's deaded slavery, as opposed to like, you know, the other options that, you know, I don't know, they're all bad. But the thing is, the slave trade actually gives the landowners more power, even more so. This is just sort of, it doesn't give any group more power, but it still hampers our economy because we don't, you know. Slavery is essentially a drag on the economy, right? The potential of our economic potential with the population that we have. We want these people to be free agents within the market to make choices and consume products and stuff like that. So that is something we're going to want to do. I don't know if we're going to race for that immediately, but we might take advantage of the fact that this is an abolitionist. Because the chances of passing this is probably fairly high. It's actually only saying 27%. I thought you'd get an extra. We'll have to see what happens when it actually comes to that we get to that, push that button. New tech here. I don't understand why. Can someone explain to me why you can't queue up technologies in this game? You can queue up like 50 buildings in a row, but you can't queue up technologies. Yeah, we need this law enforcement for censorship, but man, colonization is kind of tempting. We'll get it next. 27%. Come on, let's hit this. Nope, but we didn't. At least it didn't stall out. We're losing a little bit of money. We have 300,000 in reserve, so I'm not worried. Are you? We're also going to be making, once we get this wood industry done, we're going to then be making more. Once all this, we need more. I'm sure we need, well, I don't know. Do we need more fat? We have a, well, I'm going to get rid of one of these livestock things. We will want that eventually. But I think we're going to try to move into this tool workshop first. Because once this tool workshop is done and once this logging camp is done, we'll be able to pump up our logging, our wood production so much that it'll drive down the cost of construction goods significantly. And then we'll be making a profit even though we're at 11 already, which is nice. We're still bolstering the intelligentsia. I'm sure we're suppressing the... Theravada monks. We can't suppress the landowners because they're in government, right? Not yet, at least. 28%, here we come. Hey, we got it. See, I don't even consider that good luck. We missed it on a 27, we got it on a 28. See, 31%. I think a little bit of this, no, it's just 9% for the intelligence. They already support this on their own, but I think, I don't know, I thought we'd get a bonus because of the, maybe there's events and things that will contextually trigger because this person's an abolitionist. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what I'm going to do if it, well, they're anti-slavery. This is just a core ideological tenet of the intelligentsia. They're anti-slavery. This person's specifically an abolitionist, but I guess those things don't really stack unless there's like contextual events that can happen with that. 21%, man, these rural folk are popping off. But the rural folk oppose the colonial resettlement, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue there. We need the industrialists or the trade unions, but again, the trade unions are going to be very hard to get them not marginalized. Only 9% for that. Yeah, what is the vote? Yeah, 9% for that. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, so the intelligentsia just isn't quite strong enough right now. Although I do see a world where we could try to go for curtailing the monks as well. Getting rid of this is getting rid of state religions quite nice for bopping them around. I don't see the point in going for a 9% when we can go for a 20 something percent professional army and we can keep working on the landowners. Plus, the landowners aren't even going to be radicalized from this. The only question is, do we just go for this 31% and just intentionally try to trigger a revolt? Intentionally try to trigger a revolt with the landowners. Because if we can bash them down, then that'll pave the way for us to pass more things. And it's interesting because the landowners are the only ones that actually are pro-slavery, which is nice. It just means that by doing this, there's no one else is going to revolt against us. It'll be just a single faction trying to revolt. And they've lost a lot of their political clout instantly. And if we unpause this for a second or two, it should go down. It'll be going down because they've lost their 50% bump from the serfdom. Technically, we probably should have gone with the professional army first. I think we just go for it. Question is, how many states are going to revolt? 2 states? 2 states? Oh, man. I was hoping it'd be 1, but it's going to be Pegu and the Shan states. So half of our army would be revolting with this revolt. It's because they're too powerful, I think. I think they're just too powerful right now. Okay, that's fine. Cancel that. We'll go back to that eventually. Let's do this first. So I'm gonna let that go back to see if they go to -5. This will put them to 10. That does radicalize them. But we might have spoiled our chance here to try to pass something. I mean, this won't even upset. Oh, this would upset the landowners. Oh, okay. Didn't realize they cared about this. Oh, is it because it's because they're a traditionalist? It's because they're a traditionalist. Probably wouldn't like this either, would they? No, they're fine with something like this. This would be kind of an intermediate thing that we could do just while we're waiting for the landowners to tick down just a little bit. I might just let it run for a month or two to see if we can get them to -4. Because realistically, yeah, this -10 here should be going away. The reader is wrathful. That's kind of annoying. Yep, -4. Let's go for it. They won't radicalize now. It's actually a mod that lets us see what their favor is at any given time. It's kind of silly that it's a mod, that it's not just part of the outliner design in the first place. I'm just flabbergasted at how bad the UI is for this game and how quickly the modders were able to just patch something together. I'm not saying the code that modders do is like up to developer standards, but it doesn't make sense to me that the modders can just like kind of wing something like that within a day or two and get all these great UI fixes and like that can't get patched. Like, how is this not objectively better to have like some of these extra little doodads here part of the outliner, to be able to click right onto the person, get right to the person and see what they're all about, or to see exactly what their approval is from the outliner. I just like, get this in the game. Like if I was the developer for Paradox games, I would be just looking at the really popular mods and being like, okay, this is universally just better than our system. Let's just force this into our game and just make it so that modder doesn't have to keep updating this mod and maintaining it and everything, and that modder can focus on other things. And just give everyone access to those improved UI elements regardless of whether they use mods or not, because not everybody uses mods or feels comfortable using mods, even if they would like to have those better UI elements. Or maybe they're going to be, maybe they're playing the game on, these games don't really come out for the consoles, but like City Skylines does, right? City Skylines is on the console, so you kind of would hope that some of the key mods would have gotten into the game so that even everyone can enjoy sort of a more standard experience. But so this is the interest group of the monks, and I think that's totally fine to let them get a huge dislike here because we don't really care much about them. They're impeding progress. So that tool workshop is done, but here's the thing. that tool workshop is not going to make any money at all because we don't use tools. But we're going to switch this to the sawmills here, and we're going to start making a ton of wood with that. And then the tools are going to come up. We're going to start making the tools so those won't be too expensive. We're pushing down the cost. We're pushing down the cost of wood, so construction costs should start sinking. We can see that actually changing literally as we can watch it going down right here. Literally, like that's the point of pushing down the cost of wood, even if it makes the wood areas a little bit less efficient, just a little bit less efficient. But it's immediately it's going to come back, bounce back once we get the paper mill and once we get the furniture manufacturers going. Although I will say that economically, we are going to be running a deficit probably with the government admin buildings coming in now. I think we do try for this colonization. Because we're going to have a lot of bureaucracy, actually. Oh, have we not queued up a port yet? Do we have a port yet in... No, we don't. So yeah, we want to get a port, I think, in Pegu. I think that makes sense, so that we can actually connect in with the rest of the world in trade. 20% on the professional army. Come on. Come on. If we had more tools, we could be making more meat, right? Because we could be switching the production mode of the ranches to produce more meat with tools. Tools are just good. I mean, most of the buildings can sort of benefit and use tools, to be honest. This is actually going to... I don't think these government buildings are going to pay for themselves because they are fairly expensive, but it's the benefit of them is multifaceted, but at least it is going to give us like a little bit more taxation capacity here, right? We were at like 25% penalty here, but this should, as we build these things, this should come up, and then as we switch this the other mode, it should come up another chunk. Radicals, because, you know, believe it or not, there's not... Well, I don't know. I don't think we care that much about these folks too much. So if that was the landowners that would have been upset, I think we would have not cared much for radicals from discrimination. We probably don't have many radicals from discrimination. Oh, actually, we got 24,000 last year, over the last year, so I guess there was a bunch, but we'll be fine. I don't really worry too much about the radicals, to be honest. Especially, I mean, the loyalists are above radicals right now. We're fine. We're totally fine. The fact we're losing this much money is maybe a problem, but we can very easily swap around. We can swap around some of this stuff here. I think it's finally time. 20% more infrastructure. I like that. I didn't realize the rural folk gave you that. That's kind of neat. Because I'm thinking to myself, do we really need... I don't think we need to be suppressing. I want to keep bolstering the rural folk. I don't mind that one bit. I don't mind that one bit. But with this extra authority, let's actually get some consumption taxes to kind of slow the bleeding just a scooch. Liquor services, actually for 200 we could just get a services thing maybe eventually, but I think now we'll do luxury. I'm gonna do tobacco because I actually think we're gonna expand our tobacco, and I almost guarantee this is gonna be profitable. Once we get the port built, I guarantee this stuff is gonna be profitable. I promise. Wait, stop. I'm not trying to click on that. I'm just trying to click on the province so I can build there. I should be clicking over here. I usually click here, but the tea is going to be... all this stuff's going to be profitable. Another ranch there. Probably, honestly, could go in with some more rice fields as well. This will also bolster the rural folk a little bit by adding more of those kinds of industries and stuff. Then eventually, I think we said the glassworks was going to go into one of these zones here. With the glassworks, this is actually glass actually is a substitute. It took me a while to realize this. I'm going to build a food industry here, and that's just going to be higher quality food for people. And it's just going to be able to use our grain that we have. The glass, though, glass hasn't shown up yet. We can lock this in, and then we can go here, and I can show you. Glass actually just works as a household need. It literally substitutes furniture. So we could see that we need a lot more furniture, right? But we can actually just build glass, and that glass can temporarily, it's made with wood, and we can temporarily use it to cover furniture expenditures or furniture demand. And then it can also be used to dip into other things like expanding services. So we could actually move into this by using glass. We can have the market squares. So we can do both. The run over glass can be used as furniture, and then some of that glass can come in as services. And then that will actually make the taxation, right? The taxation, consumption tax, if we do the services consumption tax, it'll make it even more because more people will be consuming services. So it's going to all tie around here, I think. We're building up a little bit of credit here, so that interest is going up. Construction goods are very cheap right now, which is fantastic. Once this paper mill is built, we are going to lose a lot of money. However, I'm thinking once this port gets made, I might even move that up to near the top there. Once this port gets made, I think we'll be able to actually start making some money from tariffs. We're already making some money from tariffs, but we'll be making more. We have so much bureaucracy. Some of that would be well spent doing colonial affairs. Some of that would be pretty well spent maybe getting a general, actually. We could. We don't need to. I mean, we could, though. 17% of this professional army. I don't know what's going on. Now, the rural folks are declining a bit, it seems. Partly because we stopped. Did we stop bolstering? No, we're still bolstering them, but they're apparently slipping a bit. No, I don't think the landowners deserve credit for anything, to be honest. The rural folk deserve some credit, though. The rural folk. Working hard out there. Honest work. It's honest work. Authority actually just tanked because I guess someone got upset with us and we lost a bonus or something. The promote social mobility in Burma, we probably don't need that. And honestly, I might stop bolstering the rural folk. I was kind of enjoying that for all of a few seconds, but I'm just realizing I kind of still want the promote social mobility here. And I think we actually want to do encourage manufacturing industry in Burma too. So we drop that, save 200 authority, and then we immediately spend it. Banking is auto-spreading, but this is quite good because that'll increase our minting. Academia is good. And there's those events where the industrialists just give you free universities, and I'm wondering if that can only happen if you have academia research. That kind of makes sense to me because that's required for universities. Okay, here we go. Port and Pegu. So this will let us start actually trading with England and Poland, you know, or not Poland doesn't exist, but you know, the countries that are all sort of splitting Poland, the Polish region right now. Now with that port, we're actually going to need to. Why is it showing all this stuff? I don't need to see this stuff. Thanks, guys. It's not important to me. Is this? I don't think this is a mod, but if I need to go find a mod that'll get rid of that. Potentially. Let's go to the port here. I'm going to move this to a cargo port. Otherwise, we're not going to have that many convoys. It's going to cost us more. However, part of that cost is because it's not accounting for the fact that we haven't set up a trade route for clippers yet. And actually, I'm going to investigate this on my own. Between France and England, what's the situation? 215 extra clippers. Very low. Really low there. Yeah, call me crazy, but I think with the French, it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be stable. Oh, we can't do it with the French. Oh. Interestingly enough, it'll let us do with the. Okay, whatever. Really? Okay, sure. Do it with the Chin market. We only need 5. We literally only need 5 clippers. So once those convoys get online, though, we can really start moving and grooving potentially on some trade routes. Bringing in liquor could be good. Bringing in paper's actually just being used. So we have that paper mill down. Let's, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive, but actually I'm just going to do it in these two, just in Pegu. We're going to upgrade it just in Pegu. So the government admin buildings in Pegu specifically are going to move to this, which is going to give us more taxation capacity, which will get us very close to knocking this out, I think. Oh, actually, we're still struggling on this. We're still struggling on that. That'll make the paper mill more, quite a bit more productive, though, so that'll help. 16% on professional army, that's coming up again. What can we do in terms of importing, exporting? Now, just importing and exporting gives us tariff income, right? So just setting some of these up is just kind of just generally good. I mean, I'm almost wondering, is there an export route for fabric, because that's productive, right? We could send fabric to, who is this? They don't need much. It's more, I'm tempted to send fabric to Russia. Very small amount of convoys, send them 50, very productive. Tariffs on the way in, tariffs on the way out, right? That doesn't seem too bad to me. Importing liquor from England is usually a good bet, although it's saying it's actually fairly not productive. Why is all the trading seem to be really like pushing us? I guess the Chin market's doing a good job today or something, huh? Doing a good job today. Bringing in more luxury clothing could be really good. Here we go. The Austrian market. I like that. We'll see if they can send us more than 10, though. Just low-end clothing. None of this is great. We have so much bureaucracy. Feels like we should just be setting up any possible trade route that's even remotely profitable. But it doesn't seem like, I mean, I know for a fact the AI is not actually producing like a lot of clothing. See, they're not doing well on furniture and stuff. They're just doing better than us currently. Things will change. If we give the game a little bit more time, I think things will change. I suspect the couple of tariffs that we set up will kind of help balance this a bit. And as we just build more industry ourselves, we know this furniture factory is going to be very profitable. It's going to pay a lot of taxes. Same with the textile mill. We know the tobacco plantation is needed. We know the tea is needed. I mean, technically we could, the tea is not needed. We might be able to, we'll send the tea out. We'll send the tea out potentially. Why is the tool workshop? Oh, I guess it's saying that we need 43 logging camps? Isn't it 5 per? Oh, I guess it's because we have the 20% bonus going. It's actually a 30% bonus going on right now. Yeah, 1,000 is a perfectly healthy amount. We'll outgrow this. Our GDP will outgrow this deficit. Oh, we didn't get it this time, but the king will intervene. Here we go. That's what we're talking about here. Intelligentsia won't like that, and they're a little upset, but we'll swing back around and pass something they really like in the future. Let's get this done with the 37%. Let's go. Let's go. Now we're just cruising. All these things are going to be vastly productive, so we're just letting it sail. Building up a little bit of credit in the meantime. The interest is creeping, but I think we're going to be okay here. I think we're going to be okay. We need so much more clothing. It's insane. Apparently, actually, importing grain could be good. Pops are consuming just a metric ton of this stuff. Getting another tool factory would let us get more meat. That would drive down the cost of meat because we have a number of these that could. We could get 30 more meat. It's not much, but it's something, right? But the tool. It'd be a strain. It's saying it'd be productive, but it would be the tool price would come up and that would affect other industries. This also wants tools to make more furniture, but it's saying it would be productive. Eventually we'll want dyes there. And we'll want dyes for the porcelain too. Yeah, I think we would need another tool industry, and I think we're going to wait to build that other tool industry before we flip some things In fact, I might move some of the things that require tools further up so that we can get this done, get this done, get this done, and then switch those modes. And that might be good. Banking is almost done. That'll be a little bit more money in our pocket. I'm not too worried about any of these, to be honest. I mean, more authority, I guess, is good. 10% more. That might be a whole 100. Interesting that the trade unions only have 0.7%, but they're saying that they're actually joining the effort to preserve the peasant levies for whatever reason. Don't know why a marginalized group gets to participate in something like that, but there you go. But guys, I think at this point, we still haven't passed this, even though we've had a 35% fail, it looks like. But guys, thanks everybody for being here. I think this will do it for this episode. We will be back in the next episode. Guys, the playlist link in the description of the video will get you to the next episode safely. And then also, I read every single comment and respond to every single question. So if you have any of those, the comment section is where they go. And thanks everybody for being here. And I will see you guys in the next episode as we continue on as Burma.